All right, here we go. We're talking about Panheads. We're in the Tom Jones garage, Mr. Tom. What are we talking about tonight?
Hello, world.
We're talking about rare Panheads.
We're giving the people what they want.
What do they want?
People love Panheads.
People love Panheads.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought they loved smart-ass jokes.
Maybe Grant doesn't love Panheads.
Grant?
maybe
Flatheads forever.
Yeah. Maybe Eric doesn't love Panheads.
Which
He's
Eric?
starting to love it. Panheads, though.
I mean,
you started out as a flathead guy.
I'm a flat panhead kind of guy.
But I am a Panhead guy.
If I could get a side valve panhead, it would be right up there on my list.
All right, so where we're starting tonight is the rarest panheads that exist on planet Earth. And a lot of people that
Rare panheads.
that maybe know a little bit about panheads might be thinking we're talking about 48s, but that isn't even rare.
First year doesn't make something rare.
No, you know how many 48s
It just makes it
they
problematic.
made? They made twice as many 48s and 49s as they did any other year. So they're not even rare. And most 48 panheads are like the most clapped out turds you'd ever want to put on a bike. We're talking about something special here. And what we're talking about today are 55 panheads.
55, I mean, that doesn't even strike me as anything special.
No. Most people would be like, 55? What is that? The first year of the FLH? You'd be correct. Yes. That is correct.
Okay. Maybe a Tri-5 Chevy?
Okay, we're talking about 555s. Okay, cool. But what's really special about the 55 Panhead is that Harley was finally trying to tackle the problem of leaky rocker boxes. And so the Panhead started in 48 with a rocker box with nothing but a gasket, no gasket sealer or anything like that, 12 screws, Phillips head screws. The earliest panheads might have had slot screws, that's debatable, but all panheads from 48 to 50 had 12 Phillips head, like dome head screws that held on. Phillips head was like all the rage back then. So they were cutting edge. So with a 16-inch gasket, and that's what held the rocker box on. It leaked like crazy. So then in 51... they came out with this beautiful contraption here, which is 3 laminated 16-inch steel plates that became the first thin D-ring. And that's affectionately known as the thin D-ring right there. Mm-hmm. And Harley then still used a Phillips head screw on every hole except for 3. This one here and these 2 back here were Allen head screws. Don't ask me why, because you could get a little bit more torque on them and keep it from leaking in the areas that were most affected by, the low spot and gravity, right? So that's why they did that. Then, in late 54, they were like, you know what we want to do? We want to turn it up a notch with our D-rings, and we want to go big. We want to go super thick, and the engineers at Harley were like, you know what, if we're like quadrupling the thickness of this D-ring.
That's a cast aluminum right there.
Right, cast aluminum. And then they machine one side. They machine the side that faces the flange, right? The top is cast, right? So you can see that cast, and then that's decked, right?
Yeah.
They were like, well, since we're making this monster D-ring, we can reduce the amount of drilling we do by half. So in 55...
That's efficiency right there.
Yeah. So in late 54, technically they're producing 55s in 54. So in 54...
Let's not get too technical.
Yeah, okay. All right. So we won't get too technical. But in 55, they started making
the big D-ring.
The big D-ring.
That dog.
And this head only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. And to find yourself a 55, see, this one is August of 54, so it was being produced in the later half of 1954. You had a 6-hole head. And so the reason why these are so rare is because it's a miracle from God. And if you're religious, great. If you're not,
Jesus.
That this head, in all of its years on the planet, has not been re-drilled for the mid-55 12-hole and the pre-55 12-hole bolt pattern, which was used on every other thin D-ring, no D-ring, everything like that. They just thought they could get away with the 6 right here.
You think it was intentional?
It was totally intentional. They thought they could get away with the 6.
Someone was wanting to rush home on a Friday night.
No, they thought they could get away with 6 because of the extra pressure that this flange was going to put on these areas. But what they found out really quickly
is that panheads leak.
And especially when you use no gasket sealer at all, right? So the theory was, we're just going to do this, do whatever. So the reason why these heads are so special is because this is a set of 55 heads that's managed to exist its entire life as 6-hole, both on the rocker box and the D-ring.
So next time you're at a swap meet, if you see some 6-hole rocker box covers,
listen,
jump on those bad boys.
These are the facts. The facts are, you will probably never in your life see a set of 6-bolt heads. Ever. Anywhere outside of a museum or in a private collection, because they are that rare. So if you ever see a set, buy them and then hit me up.
Call Tom.
And I will buy them.
1-800.
Because I've got a couple of sets of heads and a couple of sets of rocker boxes, and I'm always looking for the D-rings because those are the ones that always got drilled.
There you have it.
Yeah. Bingo. Oh, and just, yeah, so this is the original D-ring. This is 51 to late 54. This is late 55 all the way through 65. So that was the deal, and you can see 12 holes, and you can see 6 holes.
We all like those big pans.
There you go. I like a big panhead. You know, I'm not a big D-ring guy, but if I'm a D-ring guy, it's a 6-hole D-ring guy, if you know what I'm saying. And for everybody about to get in the comments, just remember, words to live by.
I think maybe just to remember this. Peace out.